Bella, Networking Guru, and you are watching Monday's Bella Networking Guru Facebook Live show. Yes, I know it's a bank holiday, but the show must go on. And today I have my little cousin who's 12 years old, and he is joining me today. And we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship, networking, and learning a bit more about what my cousin enjoys at school. For those of you that don't know, I've launched a recent campaign called Network and Protect Your Brand. Below you'll see an event link, and I'm afraid tickets are sold out, but there is a waiting list. So do hit the link below and join the waiting list to attend the event. The event will be next week, Monday, the 8th of May from 11:30. Guys, if you're watching, please hit the blue likes so that we can get some great engagement and interaction. And if you have any questions, hit the comments link below and I'll be around to answer any of your questions. So thanks for joining me on this bank holiday, and we're going to have a brilliant show with my little cousin called Cousin Jay. So Cousin Jay, thank you for joining my show today on this bank holiday. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Have you been interviewed before?
No.
Oh, so it's your first one. Have you prepared?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So how old are you? Would you like to tell the audience how old you are?
I'm 12 years old.
And what school do you go to?
St. Ignatius College.
What year are you in?
7.
So is it like the first year of secondary school?
Yeah.
So how have you enjoyed your first year at secondary school?
The first year has been, at the beginning, it was very tough because I'd like to make myself around the school, make new friends. But I settled in good now.
Oh, that's really great. So you obviously do a range of subjects. What's your favourite subject?
Well, my favourite subject's maths because you use it a lot in life and it will help you boost your confidence and it will just help you with any job.
Oh, good. So what's the highest times table you can
12.
recite? Oh, so you're going to push yourself to try and learn the 13th or 14th. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. So do you do much sports in your school?
Yeah, it's a very sporty school because it's an all-boys school.
Oh, okay.
So my favourite sport is football. And I also do cricket and sometimes tennis.
Wow. How do you find all the time to fit that in?
Well, you have to make time.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. So what's your favourite sport?
Football.
So do you have like a favourite footballer, or what team do you support?
Well, I support Tottenham, but my favourite footballer is Messi.
Okay. I don't know who Messi is because I don't follow any sports. So what team or where is he from?
Well, he's from Argentina and he plays for Argentina in the world events. But he plays for Barcelona.
Oh, so did he play in the World Cup? Oh, good. And which team did he play for in the World Cup?
Argentina.
Okay. And did you watch the last World Cup? Oh, did you watch every game? Did you try to watch every game? Well, I
tried to watch every game, but I couldn't watch every single game. I watched most of it.
So I know you've seen me in action as Bella, the networking guru, and you've come to a few of my events. Did you enjoy the last ones you came along to?
Yeah, it was very entertaining.
Oh, what did you enjoy about my events?
Well, you had lots of confidence.
Yeah.
And it's good that you have lots of viewers who interested in your business.
Oh, great. So let's have a conversation then about entrepreneurship. So, I'm Bella Networking Guru. What do you understand as an entrepreneur? What's an entrepreneur to you? What are the first thoughts that come to your mind?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is that they're rich.
Yes.
Then, the second thing is that they have lots of business and good business skills, like for example leadership, and also have good strategies to keep people interested. Oh,
you said a very key word there, strategies. So what do you think like a strategy is, or why strategy is important in business?
Because without like skills, you would have nothing, and you'd be like running up and down trying to sort out everything at once. But if you don't have skills, you'll make it through confidently.
Oh, that's really good. So let me quiz you. Do you know any entrepreneurs or any business people that you know of?
Yeah, Lord Sugar.
Yeah. Do you watch The Apprentice?
No, you got me into it.
It is good fun though, isn't it? Oh, good. So, what do you understand the role to be networking? Because you know that's the core of my business. What's networking? What do you think networking is?
Well, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But it's around business skills, like online.
Yeah. Okay. So networking is the power to be able to build relationships in business. So I would provide networking training to help businesses learn how to effectively ask the right questions at a networking event, build the right relationships, how to prepare to go to a networking event, to build the right businesses and relationships to really grow their business. So that's in a nutshell what networking is. And also it could be used to for brand awareness or putting yourself out there and raising more awareness of your business services. Yeah. So when I have my show, Little Cousin, I always give the opportunity for my guests to ask a few questions. And I know you've been practicing your questions. So you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the first question you'd like to ask me?
What made you start a networking business in the first place?
Right, so that's a really good question. What inspired me to start a business and a networking business? Well, the funny thing is, which I don't know if you know, networking was never, ever, ever my business. I never set out to be a networker or a networking business. It happened so organically. It happened by chance, me finding out I had those skills. I started my business career as an image consultant, and what happened in 2008, there was a recession, and it made marketing really hard and really expensive. So I looked for different methods to advertise my business. And at the time, I kept seeing networking, and I didn't know what it was. And I procrastinated going to a networking event because I had no idea what is networking. I just don't know what to do. So I attended my first ever networking event, which was late 2008. I had no clue what I was doing. And I tried to be as natural as I could. And this guy tapped me on my shoulder. His name's Colin Morrison, who I owe my career to. And he said to me, "Oh, Bella, you seem to be good at this." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Networking." And then 8 years later, I had a successful business running Bella Networking Training and working as a networking guru. So it all happened naturally that I started the business.
Okay, that's a good story.
Oh, thank you. That's really great. So what other question did you have to ask me?
Well, why do you like? Because not many people like networking, but why do you like it?
Oh, that's a good question. So why do I like networking? I like networking because, number one, I'm good at it, and I'm really patient to help other businesses or entrepreneurs who are not good at it. So I have good different techniques that I can use to help them to be successful. And I love it because I get to see people grow or be best at what they're not good at. So it's a bit like you like in football, and you want to train harder to be better at football and, you know, be a good team player. So that's why I really like it. And I love it because it's also like a marketing tool. And I get the opportunity to show a lot of businesses and entrepreneurs that marketing is a low-cost way to grow your business, create brand awareness, and really get an idea of how you can move your business from nothing to something. So yes, I remember you came to a few of my events and we were talking about business cards. Do you remember? You may or may not remember we were talking about business cards. Okay. Do you remember what a business card is?
Yeah.
Right. So in networking, there's always this big debate whether or not you should have a business card when you're networking. Some believe that it's just a waste of money, and when you exchange a business card, it just gets thrown away or it collects dust and doesn't do anything. Now, I want to ask you, because I remember we had this conversation about it quite a little while ago. If you are at a networking event or you understand what a networking event, do you think it's important that the other person has a business card?
I think it's very important because number one, it's an easier way how to remember who somebody is and what business they have. And number two, not everybody always has a notebook and pen to be writing down their name, and even if they do, sometimes they might forget an important bit like a phone number or email address, something like that.
Oh, that's really good. That's really, really good. So, how sociable are you? Do you like hanging out with your friends, and what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I like video games, and yeah, I like to go to Scouts because then I see my other friends. So the difference between school and Scouts, and sometimes I just like being relaxed by myself.
Oh, okay. So Scouts is really great because you get a lot of training. And what do you learn at Scouts? Do they teach you something different each week, or how does it work?
Well, it's just like basic life skills because not everybody are trained for life skills because things are difficult for them. So they just prepare us for what the next thing that's going to come in our lives.
And that's great. So actually, when you first went to Scouts, can you remember like the first day when you went to Scouts?
No, that was 4 years ago.
Okay. But can you remember when you first sort of had to make friends and get to know people? How confident did you feel to make friends when you were in Scouts? Because that's a little bit of a form of networking.
Well, I was quite confident because I saw some people from my school.
Oh, okay.
So I already knew them. And then I made another friend. His name is Bradley. And he was just really nice. And we're still friends now. And now we go to the same school.
Oh, that's good. That's really great. Excellent. So, I know you've got some exams coming up. What exams do you have coming up?
It's just assessments, end of year assessments. Some subjects were quite difficult because as I moved schools, I didn't really understand. But now I'm getting a bit confident because I'm starting to understand it more. And like revision and homework, I'm starting to understand the whole concept of everything now.
Sure. Now, the world has got so much smaller these days, and I know you're learning some languages. So what languages are you learning?
Well, I was enjoying French, and now we're doing Spanish, which I'm quite a bit upset about.
Why?
Because I was enjoying French.
Yes.
And I just went for the flow, like you know how it went. I like French, but Spanish, it didn't seem like my kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Even though, like, some people may say that they're both a bit the same.
Yeah.
Because Latin, it all originated from Latin. But I still like French because I think it's because I understood it more than Spanish. Now I have to start fresh. I think that's why I like French more.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When I was in school, I learned French and German. I did enjoy French. German was really difficult and challenging because a lot of their grammar, they use the past tense when they're talking about present tense. So that was quite challenging, yeah. So, tell me then, your school will soon be breaking up for the summer holidays, the big 6 weeks holidays. What do you like to do over the 6 weeks holiday? What do you look forward to?
Well, usually I spend time with my dad. We do some relaxing things like go to the seaside
Yeah.
or like just spend some time in the park. But so I like doing things with my family, and sometimes maybe like the odd once or twice I'll meet up with my friends.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, brilliant. So Jaden, I'm so happy that you joined me on my show today and you enjoyed a bit about Facebook. And actually, before we close, I'd definitely love to get your views on social media. What do you think of social media today? Because it's actually your era. When I was your age, we didn't have social media. So are you aware of all the social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube? Which do you use?
I use YouTube because it's not that dangerous. I used to enjoy Instagram.
Oh,
but
yeah.
As people say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So,
I have to call you big cousin, not little cousin, with these big words.
So it's not that big for me now because.
So you're not into Instagram that much then?
Not now because it's getting a bit old.
Okay. Is that what your friends say as well? Is Instagram getting old?
Yeah, it's getting a bit
Right,
old.
guys. So did you hear that? Those that are watching the Bella Networking Gooey show, I have a special guest today, my little cousin Jay, who's 12 years old. We were talking about entrepreneurship, networking, and what he enjoys in school. We're now having a brief conversation about social media before we end the show. If you're watching, please hit the blue like. So if you have any comments, please hit a comment below. We'd love to hear your bank holiday questions. So we were talking about social media. You're not too much into Facebook, which is good, not age appropriate. Twitter, have you ever used Twitter? Have you seen Twitter?
I've seen it before.
I think you used it when I was using it a little bit.
Nah, I don't think I've used it before. But it's quite confusing because Facebook, Instagram, and they're easy. They're easy to get around. Use different styles, but Twitter is a lot to get into your brain.
Okay. Yeah, even though it's got 124 characters, then is that still a bit too much for you? It's actually so insightful and rewarding to hear what the youngsters are saying about social media, because as business owners, and we're constantly trying to get our marketing communications out, it's so important to know what's the next thing or what's getting left behind. So Instagram, I remember you had an Instagram account for your bikes. How's that one going? Were you doing lots of posts about interesting bikes? I haven't seen many posts yet.
Yeah, I stopped that one.
Is it? And
yeah, carry on.
okay, and so what about YouTube?
Well, YouTube is not really social. It can be social if you make it social, but it usually people just use it for videos, songs, music, that.
So what tablet or mobile phone do you have? What mobile phone do you have?
iPhone SE.
Right, okay. And you had a Samsung before, right? So between Samsung and iPhone, which do you prefer?
I prefer the iPhone because it's like easier to get around. Samsung, because the home button on the iPhone's round, it's easier for you to make a fingerprint, because on Samsung you can make a fingerprint on the latest one, but it's a very small oval, so you can't really get your grip on it.
Sure.
And also the SIM card. With a Samsung, you have to peel off the back, take out the battery, then put the SIM card in. But with the iPhone, you just get like a safety pin, put in one of the gaps, and then the tray just pops out, and the iPhone can still be on.
Okay. Now I know you're a big WhatsApp user, and thanks to my little cousin, he's set up a family Facebook group, which I think was just genius because it's helped us to really stay closer together and communicate. Why do you love WhatsApp so much? I get so many messages from you on WhatsApp. Why do you love it?
Because I like the colours, because if it's black and white, there's many problems with that. First of all, it doesn't look appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, yeah, you could press the wrong button by accident and send something that you didn't mean to send, or to the wrong person. Third of all, it's free and it's always been free.
Mm-hmm.
And there's rumors going on that they're gonna Mark Zuckerberg, who's taken over WhatsApp, he's gonna make.
So wait a minute. Who's Mark Zuckerberg?
Well, he's the founder of Facebook.
Wow.
And he's very like rich. I think he's a billionaire. And he's a nice lad because he helps charity, and then they say that he donated almost, I think, £10,000 to UNICEF.
This is my 12-year-old cousin knowing this, right? Okay. And so you're aware that Mark Zuckerberg bought WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Right.
But he's not gonna make it pay, because if you have business skills, you would know if you make people pay for WhatsApp, nobody's gonna want it. So that everybody's gonna be off WhatsApp, and then you're gonna have no money, because that one choice can make everybody leave.
Sure. So I know you love WhatsApp. If somebody's not using WhatsApp, what would you say why they should use WhatsApp?
Well, there's at the bottom of contacts. I think it's just for Samsung or not non-iPhone, non-Apple devices. But if you scroll down all the way to the bottom of your contacts, it says invite. So you click invite and it will send a SMS, a text to some of the contacts that are not using WhatsApp. So you can just invite them. If not, you can always make a phone call or text, because every phone has that.
Okay, that's fantastic. So the last question I'd like to ask you is all around apps, because I know you love apps. What's your favourite app or game that you've downloaded that you really, really love?
Well, apart from WhatsApp, it's probably got to be maybe. Well, I'm addicted to Clash Royale, but it's not my my favorite one. It'll probably be. I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
So it's definitely WhatsApp is the number one.
WhatsApp.
Yeah. So if you had an opportunity maybe to launch your own app or your own game, do you know what that might be or what it could do?
It wouldn't be a game. It would probably be one way for somebody to contact another person. But somehow I'll try and make the smallest amount of money possible without people realizing. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, that's brilliant. So before we go, I'll just love to ask you again, do you have any other questions you'd like to ask me before we close the show?
Yeah, I'll ask you the same question. If you would open an app, what would it be?
Wow. Right. That's a good question. What app would I create? I would create an app to do with networking coffee follow-ups. A lot of people tend to automatically choose Starbucks and say Coffee Nero or Costa Coffee to have their follow-up, which is okay, but majority of the time when you go to have a coffee follow-up, those coffee shops are really, really busy. So I would kind of have an app what talks about other, maybe independent stores, or even hotels or particular co-working offices to have a coffee follow-up where you know it's going to be a little bit more quieter, a little bit more confidential to have those talks. But also if it's a really strong follow-up after a networking event and it's going to be a potential client, I would want to maybe take or meet that client somewhere that's a little bit more upmarket or could wow them. So by having an app that could tell you which are the best coffee follow-up shops, but also by Wi-Fi strong coverage as well, that will be key, because a lot of coffee follow-up stores, they don't have great Wi-Fi, and also where it's located, how far away it's from a tube station. Yeah, so that's reaching out. So if we've got any IT developers or app developers watching, get in touch with me and perhaps we can have a talk. So guys, thank
I
you.
have one more question.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, just one more.
Right,
I just
okay,
thought of
go
it
on then.
now.
I'll allow you to have
Okay,
another question.
One more, last one. Promise. So if you wasn't a network, if you weren't in a network business, what would you be?
That's a great question, actually. If I wasn't a networking guru, what would I be? And I know two things I would definitely be. The first one would be I would be a food photographer because I absolutely love food. I love eating food so much. And when I go to restaurants, I'm dining, I'm always taking photographs of food. So I'll definitely be a food photographer. The other one would be that a lot of people don't know is I'm actually a really good dancer. Why are you laughing? You've seen me dance. I've got some moves. I would actually be a dancer, and I would just love to wake up every morning and have a booking or, you know, do a gig on Wembley, you know, that something like that would be great. And actually, a third thing that I would do and I would be is actually a lawyer. Because a lot of people, when I meet them at a networking event, when they ask me what do I do, and I sometimes say, take a guess, a lot of people think or say that I'm a lawyer. So definitely a food photographer, a dancer, or a lawyer. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for joining us on this Bank Holiday Monday. I hope you're having a great day with your friends and family. And just a reminder, I have launched a brand new campaign called Network and Protect Your Brand. I'm hosting a branding and marketing seminar next week, Monday, the 8th of May. At the moment, we are sold out, but we have a waiting list, so please hit the link below. And guys, I've got a bonus for you. Tomorrow at this time, 12:15, I'll be interviewing Calvin King from an IP valuation company who's going to be giving tips about what is IP and why it's so important to have IP and to get your brand valued. So that's going to be really exciting. And if you've liked my show, please hit the blue likes and do share and tell your friends and colleagues, because the more the merrier to create more awareness. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Bella Networking Guru, and I had my guest today, my little cousin. So thanks so much for watching.